Digitales. Obviously, you guys probably know the concept already. Just a great opportunity for the wider public to actually take a deeper dive into Digitalent and how we work on a daily basis. Obviously, we use a lot of video technology across our clients and our candidates, but on a daily basis with each other. So this is an opportunity to have a look at a kind of debrief that we'd normally do on a day-to-day with each other. Alex Hill's joined us for the first time. Tell us a bit about yourself, Al. Let the public know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Alex Hill. I'm one of the principal consultants here at Digitalent. I've been in digital recruitment for probably 5-6 years. So relatively experienced. I spent a lot of time down in Melbourne, but actually now live up in Darwin, up in the tropics. So spend my time running from aircon to aircon at the moment because it's very, very hot. And obviously I've known you and Chris for a very, very, very long time. So very nice.
Alex is a mate from university. We've known each other for nearly 15 years now, I think.
That's right. So it's very, very nice to be working with certainly yourself and Chris, who I've known for over 10 years, each of you. So it's really nice feel.
You made the first year of my uni probably one of the best years of my life. We talk about that quite a lot, don't we?
We're still trying to relive that year from 2004 or 5 or whatever it was.
We'll never get it back.
Never.
Good man. We'll just look. We'll have a chat about the week and kind of what we've been up to, clients we've been dealing with. I suppose it's always good to hear where we've kind of added value to our clients and the kind of the ways in which we've done that. Just give us an outline about kind of how your week's been, mate, and what you've been up to.
Been super. It's always annoying when recruiters turn around and say I'm super busy, but I am super busy. So we've picked up, or I myself have picked up some really interesting roles over the past week or so. Like I've my last day or so has been focusing on a product marketing director position. So a really nice senior role with a slant on obviously product and kind of product development, product management, but also from a marketing point of view, which is nice actually because my background prior to kind of software and recruitment was marketing recruitment. So I really, really enjoy the blend of product and marketing. So that's kind of been my focus over the last couple of days, finding and speaking to some really interesting people in that product marketing space. And I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's been a nice kind of change from talking about JavaScript and .NET and whatever else to kind of more product-focused conversations and go-to-market.
You're a big tech guy, mate. How have the conversations differed from say a technology consultant to a product kind of marketing person?
Yeah, so a little bit more animated, let's say. Like the marketing people I've been chatting to are obviously it's director level, so there's been some high level kind of strategy pieces that we've spoken about, like how do you go from writing a kind of a user story or a persona for a new feature to delivering that feature and then telling your user base about the feature and making sure that it's picked up and it's adopted. So those kind of strategy pieces are really interesting to talk about, and that's kind of where it has differed, whereby on the software engineering side of things, you're going to talk more about your technology stack and what was your kind of responsibility, what did you deliver? And then for these kind of senior marketing people, it's much more strategy focused, like successful stories and unsuccessful stories. Because obviously with these kind of big strategy pieces, some of them go really well and some of them might kind of not go the way the strategy was expected to go. So that's kind of been really interesting how people have dealt with, that kind of fell a little bit flat and the learning from that, I suppose, from those kind of unexpected outcomes from the strategy pieces.
Talk me through Synergy and the video platform that we've been working with over obviously the last kind of few years or so. How have you been adding value to some of the clients that we've been working with over the last kind of few weeks or so?
Yeah, so one area that really kind of not surprised me, but I think I would say I probably wasn't expecting this to happen, or when we sit down and think about our synergy product, this is probably an aspect of it that I didn't consider. So, but it was really powerful, and it really, really helped. So we work with a consultancy who has an end client. So there was quite a few spinning plates involved in a brief that we were given. So what had happened was the consultancy's client had come to them and said, we want quite a senior person within the .NET field, someone who's comfortable with .NET, Azure, and also React. Now, this consultancy's client was not in Melbourne or Sydney. They were in one of the larger cities. And it had got to the point where the consultancy's recruitment team were becoming a little bit, I think, exasperated by the lack of talent available. But the client was digging their heels in. They were saying, no, we need local. They need to come into our site. We need to have them in person. So it was at that stage where the consultancy came to us and said, listen, can you keep looking in this local area? We feel we have saturated the market. We feel we've near enough spoken to everyone available, and we are kind of at the end of our tether almost. So at that stage, then I kind of sat down and I did a little kind of digging around myself, and I found that yes, like once you spoke to 5 people and 5 people already knew about the opportunity or weren't available, I was kind of like, this is going to be a pattern that kind of extrapolates into there's no one available. Yeah. So what I did is I used our video technology just to record my search stream when I'm searching for candidates, both on our database and using tools like LinkedIn Recruiter. So I recorded the search for the area they were in. They were in Perth, let's say. So I recorded the search for Perth, and it came up with like 250 candidates. But that was 250 candidates at all levels of seniority, in full-time jobs, in contracts, not really interested in looking around. Yeah. So once you delved into that and you realize that your marketplace is only 250 people or around that, give or take. And first off, that's tiny anyway. If you only have 250 people to aim at, that's ridiculously small. And then I recorded the search for Melbourne and Sydney and also Queensland, and it brought thousands and thousands and thousands of candidates to dip into. So what that left was kind of a video clip of around about 3 or 4 minutes, which gave the consultancy a snapshot of the skill set available in their local area versus nationally in Australia. Obviously, after 2020, a hell of a lot of people are set up to work remotely, and companies are comfortable with it. So my advice and my kind of my advice, let's say, to the consultancies: share this video with your client. Show them exactly what you can tap into nationally versus in Perth, and a picture paints 1,000 words, and a video even more so, because it's all well and good saying to the end client, "Oh, we've exhausted everyone," and they're probably thinking in the back of their mind, "Have you though? Come on, like there must be someone somewhere. Keep going." But what the video enabled them to do was see that the target market or the talent pool was 250 people ish. Yeah. So once they can see that, that makes the conversation a hell of a lot easier to kind of go, "Oh, right, okay, I see what you mean now." And the video just backed up and strengthened the consultancy's case to say, listen, we need to look nationally for these people, because it was kind of a little bit stubborn of them. They believed to just want to look in Perth. They needed to kind of be open to looking nationally and really be able to tap into what is a brilliant kind of talent pool away from Perth, essentially.
Yeah. These are the conversations we've been having for years and years as recruiters. That in a small market where it's saturated by recruiters, everyone's been spoken to, there's just not enough people to go around. Actually selling into the client that, look, you have to actually spread your search out and go remote. Obviously, back in the day, remote wasn't a thing, but now, obviously, our situation's a lot easier, and we can talk to our clients about actually working with a wider network across Australia. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen over this year is the market is tight across the whole of Australia now. So even if a company is willing to go remote, have someone across the other side, candidates are still getting snapped up. I mean, great candidates, they've got 5 interviews going, all very short interviews. They get snapped up within a week. And it's taken a bit of time for companies to realize that the market's really, really tight, obviously coming out of COVID and last year, and how freely it was actually to find really good talent. Things have hugely changed now. And the great thing is a lot of our current clients at the moment have actually realized that this is a thing and really cut down on their recruitment process, but also allowed us to integrate our recruitment process with them to speed things up. So we're now able to kind of get candidates across to them, and they're one-stage interviews and making decisions straight away because they know this person has 6 or 7 other interviews going.
That's it.
And if they sit on their hands, they're going to lose these people.
That's it.
So actually having some really good conversation with clients at the moment. I mean, just in terms of the speed of communication, it's such an important thing for a recruiter. I mean, how many times do we submit a CV, the client tells us it's urgent, and we don't hear back from a week?
Yeah.
They come back to us, they want to interview the person, and that person's gone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I found, and I've kind of got quite a good thing going with a few clients over the last kind of few months, integrated them with Slack. We have Slack communications, so instant chat straight away with a number of hiring managers. One client of mine just this week set up a group chat across LinkedIn, invited all 3 of the hiring managers, all the decision makers on this role. And we just shot ideas to each other, shot profiles to each other. Decision was made in a few days, and offer was out by the end of the week. So that was a process of 5 days from coming to us with a role and then making a decision on the candidate.
Yeah.
And it's actually really refreshing to see, because that's not always been the case. So I don't know if you're finding the same, Al.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And on the flip side of that coin, I would say that some clients are really being adversely affected by their process being too long. And often it is the top of the food chain that is making the process a little bit too slow. And the internal talent teams or the hiring managers are keen to make things move quickly. But if the cogs stop turning, then, the job market is an open market. So people aren't going to wait around. It's as simple as that. 2020 is still fresh in people's minds. And so if people have a job offer on the table, chances are they're going to take it. And often people will have 2 or 3 job offers at any one time. I've never experienced a time in my career personally where I've had more competing offers. It's the wild west to a certain extent.
That's quite a good point in terms of the candidate. They're accepting offers as soon as they get them, whereas previously they have waited out. If they had another opportunity where they thought, I actually prefer this client, this role, I'll wait and see if I get an offer from them. People aren't just doing that. They get the offer and they're like, right, I'm going to jump on that because the market's tight and potentially things can change. COVID has just changed the world.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like I said, still
interesting time.
Yeah.
Move fast,
everyone. Move fast.
I know. Well, things are moving the right way, and I think for us, it's so important to find the right candidates that have the same values as us and same ethics in terms of work. And I mean, we've all been there with clients that expect the world and don't give you anything back, and it's a two-way street. And I think to have a partnership, I think each of us need to understand how they work. So I think we've got some great synergy going with a number of our clients, and I think it's really paid off the last couple of months.
Definitely.
So good start to the year, I think.
Fingers crossed, mate. Well, we're a quarter of the way through already.
I know, mate. It's flying.
Unbelievable.
All right, then, mate. Well, that's a good chat. I hope everyone's had a good idea about how we work. And yeah, see you all later.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.